So Chef Michael with Part-Time Permies, and we're in the middle of our cooking demonstration for preparing for a holiday feast. We're roasting goose, but we're also smoking a turkey. And so the turkey I'll be smoking for an extended period of time, and we may be pulling together pan drippings from either one of those to make a pan sauce. So we're continuing on with our video series. We have the turkey out of the pan. We also put the goose in the pan for a while. Roasted some mirepoix, onions, carrots, celery, have parsnip in there, got some giblets, a whole clove of garlic, a whole head of garlic, and we got some nice brown bits. You want to use all this stuff. I poured off just a little bit of grease, but some of it's fine. If it's burned up, we don't want to use, that's all. But as long as it's dark but not burned, it's okay. I'm just going to deglaze the pan. So I've got it hot. Put about half a bottle of white wine in. You could use white wine, you could use cider, you could use juice, use water, you could use chicken stock. The key is we're taking all the brown bits off the bottom of the pan, called deglazing. The wine, aside from adding a fruity flavor, will add some acid. The acidity is useful for sauces and also for clarifying stocks, but we're not really going to clarify this because it's pan gravy. We want the alcohol to come out. The alcohol is not really useful, it's bitter. It's just a component of making flavorful liquids. I have some reduced chicken stock here, which I'll be using to extend the gravy. I'm going to make some roux for the gravy, so we can either start thicken it with a little cornstarch, or we can make a roux 50-50 butter and flour by weight. You can melt the butter. I'll probably put it in by pretty much by eye, but it should look like a wet sand as it warms up. So I've done a pretty good job deglazing this. The next thing I'm going to do, I can either transfer it to a smaller pan, pick it up. I think for the moment I'm just going to get that chicken stock in there, so it's a reduced chicken stock that we made.
It's just butter so far.
Just butter. A lot of times we use clarified butter if we're going to make a real dark brown roux, but I think it's going to be pale to lightly brown. I can use whole butter. You can use oil, you can use drippings. We didn't have a whole lot of drippings. So I got a 1/4 pound of butter. This is a, just put a 1/4 cup of flour in. We'll adjust it as needed. Probably gonna need a touch more. 1/4 cup of flour is not a quarter pound. So roux works best by weight. So it's 1/4 pound of butter. Actually, I'm sorry, this is an 1/8 of a pound of butter. So about 2 ounces of butter. This will more than thicken our gravy, so we'll put a little bit in and we'll hold back. This needs to cook out so it's sandy. We're going to get it lightly browned, medium brown. We're just toasting the flour a little bit. And the roux, toast the roux gives a little more intense nutty flavors. It adds to the color. I don't want it too dark because we're not making a beef sauce. Watch out for the roux. It's extremely hot. It's way hotter than the boiling liquid. Also be careful when you put it in. It's superheated if you got boiling liquid like I do here. Usually use warm stock and hot roux, or hot stock and warm roux, or one of them cooler, because you see it can bubble over in a pot because it burns. Alright, so a roux thickened gravy, pan gravy, should cook about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. You want to get the floury taste out of it. If you use cornstarch, you don't have to do that. So we are going to want to just simmer this at a low temperature. It'll finish thickening and cook out that flour. I got a little more chicken stock. If we reduced it down or we find it salty or whatever, I can add a little more chicken stock to it. I think we're looking pretty good. So we're going to strain the sauce. I have a chinois, which is a fine mesh strainer. You can use any strainer that you wish. So the best way to strain this is to use a ladle and you plunge it up and down and it creates a vacuum that will remove the debris off of the chinois and let the juices fall through. Don't have one available right now easily. I think it's in the dishwasher. So you can use a spoon, it just doesn't as efficiently get everything through. You can also sometimes tap on it. Want to really press all the vegetables. If there's enough neck and stuff, you might be able to pull the giblets, but ours are pretty heavily roasted. All right. What we have here is the sauce, a little bit fatty in it, not too much fat because it's a roux thick, and we're going to bring it to a simmer. We're going to taste it, check the seasoning, but it should be about right. Tastes like poultry, tastes like vegetables. It's not bitter, touch of sweetness, a little bit of acidity. Salt's pretty good on it. I'm really not going to do much to it. Just let it cook out for a few minutes. In a restaurant, we'd be heating all this china. We'd be holding it in warmers, throwing it in the oven. I don't have multiple ovens, so we're working with it as it is. Just hold it a little warmer that way. I'll just real quickly go around and tell you what everything is.
Yes, please.
So pretty traditional Thanksgiving. We didn't do anything too crazy. In the covered container, we can take the lid off for that. That's a cornbread stuffing made with Shady Side Farm organic, open pollinated Zilwan windmill ground cornmeal from Holland. That's a cornbread that we made, and then we made a stuffing that has chestnuts, your standard vegetables, and herbs and those chestnuts. Oh, some apples and such. Cool. So it's sort of a East Coast European, not a Southern cornbread stuffing. We've got classic palm puree, some mashed potatoes, lots of heavy cream in there. We've got sort of a classic roasted sweet potatoes with sweet potato and Korean white sweet potatoes. Oh. It's got some cinnamon sticks, some maple, some brown sugar, glazed it off, a little fresh ginger on the end of it. We have traditional pan gravy. We've got orange cranberry sauce, which is a raw pureed cranberry sauce, so it's just oranges and cranberry. We've got roasted sun chunks over here, Jerusalem artichokes. A little bit of the cornbread is remaining, and that was interesting because it has coarse and fine cornmeal. It's got a little whole wheat flour in it, so it's a blend. We have roasted Brussels sprouts and roasted baby turnips with some bacon and a splash of raspberry vinegar on it. And we've got sauteed greens. I think it's 2 types of kale, some Swiss chard, and a little roasted garlic in there, and some cut up leeks. So almost everything is from the farmer's market.
Cool.
Of course, then we've got the goose, and we've got the turkey, and the turkey's the odd one out. It's grocery store turkey.
This looks amazing. This does look amazing.
Mama, we have 2 forks.
One's a salad fork.